So I learned how to love from heroin. And I know that sounds crazy to y'all, but if this was 2012, I would encourage you all to lock up your heirlooms. I was smitten by a cougar who was slowly encircling me, and I couldn't tell if she was going to caress me or kill me, and frankly, I didn't care. I would have pickpocketed God himself to show this beautiful woman her value. I was 17 when I watched hate dance across my arms, the battlefield. I squinted my eyes versus the sun through fog from a war I waged with no casualties at face value. But then I saw her. A shadow riding under the sunset like Aphrodite herself had descended from the heavens. I watched her draw her sword. She met hate at the crook of my elbow, and as she sliced down her enemies, I saw her soul. And I knew we'd love. But I didn't know we'd walk the same steps, breathe the same breaths, trace the same chills across the same arms through trails and mountains that we were never even meant to climb. I used chaos as band-aids over bullet holes, but arteries cannot be tethered by lust, and love dodges the lips of a strung-out son stumbling silently. I've watched some of the most peaceful deaths happen violently, happen lonely, where the only doctor willing to perform surgery was me, labeled menace of the streets, and my only concern was saving you so we could go afford to see her again. I don't think you understand. I would have done anything for this woman, and I did. I walked the miles in the snow that my dad claimed he had. I wrote love letters on my arm, the blood, the ink, the scars, the canvas that I slapped bandages across so my boss, mom, dad, sister, nor lover could steal the beauty within my grasp. I loved her past unconditionally. The only condition being she'd take every ounce of me. I mean, I couldn't be without her, and I couldn't leave. I'd rather die. Until one day I did. One day it got quiet. The silence void of substance, as accurate as the accusations I wasn't yet acquainted with. I found death in the mirror, searching my lungs for room to breathe. And when I awoke, I gasped at the shrill shriek of love, and for a second, I thought it was her again. But it was my mother, muttering, praying for me for the first time I could recall since I was a toddler at the mall. And it was in that moment I realized her wasn't teaching me love. She was teaching me toxic dynamics that would fill my veins long after the hate was extinguished. It's ironic. The first place I learned to love again was in a penitentiary, with my pen and some cursive scribblings amongst men suffering from every mental defect or disease that unhealed trauma can bring. 24 hours and a 6x8 taught me it's impossible to heal if you let tomorrow steal today. I learned that avoiding love does not create space for more. And most importantly, I was told I was going to fuck this up so many times that I'd be lucky if I made it out alive. But here I am. Thank you.